Oh no. Viruses have invaded everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Calling up now
Both the Toads and Bowser's minions have been sent into a panic.
Gasp.
Let's hunt down all the viruses and save everyone.
Even
Looks
the
like it's
Koopas
time to save
and
the
Koopas
day.
and Shy Guys,
For a nominal fee of $9.99. Anyway.
Actually, you know what? I kind of wish that, Oh, okay, James.
Oh, it's like Candy Crush.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our look at on Dr. Mario World for the iOS and Xbox.
Yep. As James mentioned, this is me doing a quick little, a multi-look at of sorts, showing off two iOS games that Mario has branched out into ever since his first debut with Mario Run.
Oh, Toad looks so cute.
Oh shit, how did it do it?
With his
Yeah,
little
they
tie.
made me a doctor too.
Can I just say, I kind of wish that it went like, alright, you have to save everyone, including the Koopas, Shy Guys, and Goombas. Princess Peach is just going, actually, you don't have to. What? Why? They had died. That's less enemies to worry about.
It's like, it's also less people that will kidnap me, so...
Well, that's the thing. Peach isn't that unkind.
I know.
She's really not.
Yeah.
She's really not. But anyway, yeah. Basically, Toad's giving us our little tutorial on how this game works, because this game, believe it or not, doesn't really play that much like a traditional Dr. Mario game. Like, for example, instead of the viruses moving down on the playfield, instead they go up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the pills.
Which is
But yeah,
weird.
and the gameplay does actually work very similarly to the touchscreen Dr. Mario games.
Ah, yes, the Virus Buster thing, which originated from a Brain Age game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yay.
Right.
Go
Yeah.
us! We eliminated all the virus! Yay!
And then there's a lot. Toad has way too much
By the
dialogue,
way,
and I'm so glad they
for
didn't
those
voice
that
act
want
all
to play
this.
as me ASAP, too bad. You're gonna have to pay out of your pocket.
Yep.
Yeah,
At
this
least
game
I am
is-
a doctor in this game, as opposed to,
This game-
Luigi not being in Mario
This is
Kart.
the only game I'm a doctor in.
One thing I'm going to say right now about this look at is I'm going to be refraining from showing off the actual microtransaction features because I'm not trying to make an advertisement
Good.
about that. I'm going to
and also,
show-
as we all know, just the very sight of microtransactions makes gamers break out in hives.
Well,
if a game is free like this and the second game we're looking at, microtransactions are understandable within reason.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's still
Let's go.
microtransactions, so...
So yeah, now we get to
yes,
some
indeed.
Dr. Mario proper.
Yay! Finally.
So, while we're getting to this, as you can tell by the newly started save file, this is my first time ever touching the game. Who here has actually played this?
Me.
I have. And
I
I
haven't.
I played it for a decent while, but by the time I reached maybe the third world, I kind of got a little sick of it. Just because,
Whoop.
well, let's just say that later levels bring in a whole bunch of fiendish sorts of puzzles that really make you wish you had a different character that would be better for those situations. Like, say, if there were a whole bunch of blocks on the field, you'd probably want, I don't know, Dr. Windy Koopa.
Right.
I'm not even bullshitting
and-
there either.
Oh yeah,
And then
everyone's
Matt,
a doctor. Is this
And then Matt,
Pretty much.
and then Matt, what was?
In fact,
Matt,
as
what
of
was your-
recently, even the Kongs have become doctors.
yeah, like
I
DK,
don't-
Diddy, no Funky though. He's too bodacious to attend medical school.
I don't
they-
trust them as being doctors.
Me neither. Everyone just found a doctor's license in a Cracker Jack box.
In all fairness, though, Gui, I do think this is the one time where I think this actually makes sense, because this is a worldwide epidemic. Everything, everywhere in the Mario world is affected by these viruses, so we kind of have to come to a point where we need to start really reaching the bottom of the barrel for potential doctors.
I guess so. And then
Even
Matt,
from the reaches of outer space.
Yes, you were
'Cause, yes,
saying.
he was. Rosalina's a
Rosalina's a doctor.
What I was about to suggest is that, like, we have to reach to the bottom of the barrel. In fact, we even have to include quacks. Wah!
Yeah.
Yes.
so Matt, what was your
And we even
experience
have
like
to
with this
reach
game
to
so far?
baby cradles for doctors.
You know what?
Yeah, I
That's
don't know why.
That's
that
right,
was
even
a
the
thing.
double damn babies are doctors.
Anyway, sorry, Matt.
So Matt, what was your experiences like with this game?
It was fun. I kind of liked it, but it doesn't play like Dr. Mario. I'll be right back. I have a phone call.
All right.
All right.
Just yeah. Again, I think this game is perfectly fine at first. It's just that I do think it does. This game really does feel like every other puzzle mobile game on the market right now, right down to its presentation.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's very no nonsense gets right to
It
the point.
honestly, it's kind of weird for me to say because, like, I think back to Super Mario Run and most recently Super Mario Kart Run, or excuse me, Mario Kart Tour. they feel fairly unique for being games on mobile stores. Whereas this one, it just feels like another freaking Candy Crush thing.
So speaking of that real quick, and because she was excited to hear the music earlier, Seely, does this... Oh, hang on.
Oh, hold on, there's more.
The toads are in danger. I have to help.
My minions! I'll take care of these viruses.
So yeah, this is pretty much
Then
the
they
point
became
where,
doctors.
Yep, and this is the point where even the royals become doctors.
Also, is anybody going to mention that about the viruses having voices?
Wait.
Oh, that was fun.
Oh yeah, and
so now-
in the advertisements for this game, they gave the virus
Oh,
voices.
I have
Time
a
to
joke.
select which
I have a
doctor I
joke
want to
wanna
be.
What's
Real
that?
quick. Who shall become our doctor?
Oh yeah, by this point you actually get to choose who your starting doctor is.
Yes, you were saying,
I don't really
Seely?
I don't really consider
Yeah.
Peach a doctor. I would picture her more as a nurse like an advanced
She
nurse
did.
practitioner.
She did start off as a nurse in the earlier games, but for
Well,
this game she
no,
got
I'm not.
promoted.
I'm talking about nurse practitioner, not a nurse.
Uh-huh.
Advanced nurse practitioners have a ton more training. They're almost on the same way education as doctors, but
Yeah.
just a little short.
I'll take the daily gift.
Close enough. But
I'm
yeah,
not
Yeah.
doing this.
so yeah,
Good
you're pretty
daily
much
stuff.
so you're pretty much stuck with you're stuck with who you pick with for a while. And again, the only way you can get additional doctors is if you have about maybe 400 coins or 40 gems, which are pretty much this game's special currency, which you can only really get by paying mucho dinero.
And it's a loot box system.
Actually, before I
Sorry, I
before
just
someone
clapped
corrects me in the
because
comments, let me fact check real quick.
Also, sorry, I
Okay.
clapped because every single time I hear this song, after every single do, I always do that.
Are you like this?
Yeah.
So no one told you life was gonna be this way.
And honestly, seeing this now kind of makes me, looking at this kind of makes me regret having picked Dr. Mario in the first place, because I'm a basic bitch like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what is Dr. Mario's
a nurse
power up?
practitioner is a registered nurse who completes a graduate degree like a master's. So I was
Okay. So, yeah, okay, so I'm showing off Bowser's skill, which slashes at the rose. What does Mario's skill do?
Basically, he basically deletes one row that's the furthest from the end of the playing field.
Huh.
I assume that's what it was. I forget exactly.
And then
But
what was-
it's,
I wonder what
it feels
features
kind
it
of
is.
it feels very baby steps compared to what Bowser's got.
And I wonder what Peach's is. I didn't look at it.
Yeah, me neither.
Honestly, I've completely forgotten about a good chunk of everyone's special abilities, with the exception of Wendy, who again she primarily handles she can break a whole bunch of blocks, like what you see right there.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
Bowser Jr., who can who can pretty much. I think his special is that he can. There's certain viruses later on that can actually be encased in bubbles, and you have to literally attack them twice. With
Rainbow
Junior's.
capsule.
Oh
You can
yeah,
match with any color.
yeah.
It's a wild card. And then I think I was gonna say, Seely, does this look like something that seems interesting at all to you so far?
Maybe.
Same to you, Gui, I guess. And Hype.
Not personally, no. I'm really not a mobile fan. I'm really not a mobile games player. I try to get into them, and for a while I do, but after a while I just stop altogether.
No.
Honestly, Gui, I never really took you as someone who would be interested in Paper Mario in the first. Or excuse me, Dr. Mario in the first place.
Mario.
Well, what I was about to
That's
say,
funny.
I was about to say in that case, that's kind of James somewhat hit the nail on the head on why I'm not too into it. Like not just because of the whole mobile thing, but
I'll be right back. You guys continue without me.
okay. For
Okay.
me, it's
I will be back. So.
okay.
Sure thing.
For me, it's less a matter of it being a mobile game and more so a matter of, not for nothing, I think they're perfectly fine. I just personally can never really get into the Dr. Mario games.
Yeah.
Yee. Okay, on that note,
Are you much into
let's
puzzle
move on
games?
to the other game.
Oh,
okay.
boy.
All right, now for the better of the two evils, Mario Kart Tour.
Yep, this is a game that we've been that's been teased about and looked at for about a year and a half now. And there goes, had to load up again.
And for
It was-
various
that was
reasons,
the
it's the
demo.
more infamous of the one.
And I'm recording this on Wednesday, October 23rd, right when the Halloween tour opened.
Oh,
Nice.
Sorry
yeah.
Just in time for Christmas.
Yeah.
And also
Depending
when
on
Luigi's
Christmas
Mansion
version
came
By
out.
then.
And also
But-
around the exact time when Luigi made his debut into the game.
Yeah,
Finally.
basically,
Why
it's like
wasn't he in the game
how'd I do?
proper in
How'd
the
I do? How'd I do in the
beginning?
ranking system?
whoop,
Yay!
Nice.
yay.
I think 20 is the high. I think it's 20 is. I think rank 20 is tier 20 is as high as you can go right now because I'm in there right now and it won't let me rank up any higher.
Same
I
here.
got rubies that I'm not going to show off.
And a truckload of coins.
And
And a
a bunch
Mario.
of tickets that
And a card.
you'll see
And a thing.
you'll see what the point you'll see what the points all mean. Also, if you're wondering about the HUD in the top left and top right, no, there's nothing I can do about that. I actually appreciate that kind of because it allows me to always keep an eye on what my battery life is like while playing this game.
Or what
Here's
time
all
it
my
is.
Yeah.
But
So-
yeah, unfortunately, no way I can really edit it out.
So, gee, I wonder which character you're gonna start off first.
Well, I mean, duh.
Yeah.
It's
Oh.
it's just a matter
Alright.
of like. his-
Oh, and this game has achievements as well that you can get more
course
reasons
it
to
don't
does.
get
mind
stuff.
too much.
It gets trickier and definitely more like challenging to get higher more and more of. And again, rubies are your freemium currency to loot box get other
Yeah.
characters, which I'm not going to be showing that off.
Fair enough, but they're basically they're one of several means that you can use to unlock additional characters, cards, or gliders or whatnot. Jeez, it just never ends.
And then daily login bonuses. Don't care about all that. Okay.
Yeah,
With
like
that
Let's get to
said,
the game, please.
and the news. Don't you want to stay up to date on the Mario news? Okay, let's actually get to what the game's about.
just
so,
yeah, like I will say, like I do think the gameplay is easy. Just the gameplay alone is better than most mobile games out there, but at the same time, it's like there is still a whole bunch of stink from those kinds of games as well. Oh, hey Toad.
Ready to race.
Yeah, I'll be starting off with Toad. He seems good today. So,
Which is funny because actually, when you first start off Mario Kart Tour, you're randomly given either Toad or Toadette to start off with, and then after that, after you do a couple of races, you're given your first major character, whether it be Mario or Peach or Bowser or whatever.
I cannot promise the best performance. Right now I'm playing this on an iPad 2. My iPhone 6 Plus sometimes overheats a bit when I'm playing this for too long. We have rocket starts. Away!
Here we go!
So to probably really quick get right down to what the
Sorry, I bumped my mic.
no worries.
fine.
So should definitely get around to what the controls are like right now. So controls, they were definitely no worries. They were definitely wanting to go for that one finger required only kind of thing. So
Ow.
the way
Hey.
the way you can so the way that oh yeah, it looks like they loaded him in as one of the AI. Yeah, there is no real multiplayer. These are all AI players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I mean,
Okay.
I think is both a blessing and a curse. I mean, for those that really want to stroke their ego some more, like, yeah, it would probably be cool if you could race these guys in real time. At the same time, though, it means that the servers aren't going to shit the bed.
And
They
also-
are playing actual multiplayer soon. Also, real quick, the gear icon on the upper right is my settings. The top, the little item bubble thingy, if I click that, you get to use it one time per race. It gives me one free, like, item roulette.
And they give you a lot of them.
Also, just I know it's a mobile game, so I kind of have to give it a bit of leeway. But double damn it, Crash Team Racing spoiled me so hard when it comes to racing games.
Yeah. So let's see what else.
I will say,
Yeah.
actually, considering this game was released around the time where, Crash or Nitro Field was, let's just say that a lot of people were starting to feel burnt out from all the updates. So, replaying a Mario Kart game, whether it be this or heck, even Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, feels very refreshing.
Well, I suppose, but it's also just a matter of because I guess like at the time of recording, like James mentioned that there was a burnout, and that is true. But the past couple of updates that we've been getting have kind of given it like a much needed like shot in the arm to make it really interesting again. And I think it's because of that, and also the fact that, again, I know it's not a fair comparison, but just how visually pleasing Crash Team Racing is. It's like just looking at this, it's like,
So while I was out there in the field, I was earning points. Points are the main way you progress in this game. Depending on your base points, like the base points, that is determined by what equipment you use, which character you use, and then the rest of the points are earned by doing certain actions, doing drift boosts, hitting people with items, using slipstreams. So okay, let's try Peachette,
Hey, Peachette.
who has her own unique voice for this.
Oh.
I love it.
I'm honestly surprised they actually up and gave her new voice clips for this game specifically, and
Yeah.
especially given that in her debut she sounded exactly like Peach. Here, honestly, far from it. Even though it is still Sam
Sam
Kelly
Kelly.
voicing
Sam Kelly.
her.
also
Yeah,
I
if you
just
listen-
noticed.
Go
I
ahead.
noticed that both of
Oh,
her
there's
halves.
Luigi.
Hi.
Well, that I also noticed that both of her halves are in this race as well.
Yep, so
Yeah.
let's see what happens. So say I listen to this. when I start doing stuff, you'll hear like when I do boosts and jumps, you'll hear her use on. Jeez.
Ow. Damn it,
It can
Ludwig.
get also, as you've already noticed, wow. As you've also noticed, the way that this game can be kind of the way that this game can,
Ow.
the way that this game can be kind of heavily weighted against or in your favor depending on characters is, as you noticed when I was selecting characters.
Oh boy.
When I was selecting characters, depending on which character I selected, like every course has a series of characters that are like really good on that course. In that you'll get 3 items when you hit an item block as opposed to just 1.
Ow. Oh, okay.
And I'm
I thought
back,
that was gonna
and they're
stop
on
you.
Mario
Welcome
Kart.
back.
Oh, great.
Yep.
Yep.
We're on P-
Welcome
P-
to Mario Kart.
Yeah, basically, all you messed Matt was one race where he raced his Toad. This is the second race that we're doing.
Are you really?
Peach.
Yes.
She's good.
She
at
has
this
one of the
course.
characters added to this.
What? She looks cute.
No, it's just I hate alternate versions of. Again, I showed
Peach and Toadette are ahead of us.
I showed you that video by ProZD. Well, I'm not sure if I need him. What about young Archibald? All right, here we go.
Yeah. Moving on. Excuse me, Wendy.
Oh boy.
So moving
Yeah.
on. So moving on back to the controls. As of this recording, they have already patched in a new update that makes controlling it even easier. Where before you could only choose between manual drift and steering at the same time when you slide left or right. No, this is all AI.
Pretty much.
Yeah. They give the illusion that you're online,
Uh-oh.
but you're not.
Oh boy.
I think they make the CPU harder
Toadette.
depending on their rank and all that.
And just like that.
The only one.
And they
And
both
and
say
just
that
like
actually,
that.
because it's both Peach and Toadette that passed her.
Wow, this probably means something. This really probably
Yes.
means something.
Oh man.
That's a bit weird.
Alright. I gotta play better. I
That
gotta
is
get
weird.
something in this race.
Toadette beat herself.
Actually, just-
wait. The two winners of the race do the fusion dance, and that person is third place.
I was actually just the tone when you said that, Matt, just makes me think of, ow, that hurts.
All right, let's do Cube of True Beast. I'm only gonna be showing off one of these course. I'm gonna show off one of these cups because the way this game is structuring its content is, first of all, it's free to play. Everything you're seeing right now, this is free right out the get-go. And with that being said, as a free to play game, I think it emulates Mario Kart, like the stages and the music, pretty nicely for free.
That's good.
It's just
Yeah.
it's just the matter though that at the end of the day,
Hey, look, it's King
you-
Boo. Like
The
one of
actual
5.
King Boo.
the actual
Yeah,
King Boo.
the true
But,
King
King
Boo.
Boo.
And he's a
And-
lot smaller.
Wait, is he the King True?
I do wonder, like, you say that a lot smaller. Like, in terms of sizes, is this King Boo actually smaller than the standard one they usually use?
no, it's around the same size actually.
I was just
But
like,
anyway,
but he's huge! And I was like, oh wait, no, that was just something he got.
Anyway, if I can get back
Yeah,
to
that
my
was
point
trying
real
to
quick, like, I mean, yeah, basically with the entire game, like, save for all the obvious bells and whistles, it's more or less free to start. That being said, though, there's also the matter of, like, how do you feel in the matter of a game like Mario Kart actually being a free-to-play sort of experience, complete with all the microtransactions and everything? I mean, personally speaking, I don't really like it all that much, even though I am a very shameless consumer for this product.
Right. Okay. In that regard, I
Like,
agree.
Logan and I have the goddamn gold pass for this game, if that means anything.
Which is a $5 per month. Yeah, it's more.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I'm kind of ashamed to talk
I
about
mean, it's
that,
far
but
from the
yes.
worst thing in the world, but it's like, yeah, it's like, I feel like this game should have just went with the same model that Super Mario Run did, where, like, the first, you got, like, you can play, like, the first cup or whatever for free, and then afterwards you have to pay, like, a minimum of, like, $30 or so for everything else.
Okay, not $30, I can tell you that.
Well, $30
So
for all the new content and everything, because honestly, I don't think they can get away with just making this all $10.
They do, and,
Yes, they
again, this game, this scary Halloween Cup notwithstanding, whenever they go to international places, this game does introduce and add new tracks to the Mario Kart stuff, and of course, it has new characters like True King Boo. Also,
You know what else does that? Crash Tag Team Racing, and technically you
The-
don't have to pay for it.
though I'm going to say, I agree with James in that. Okay, and then every of these little cups in the big circuit, the big series or whatever. Each cup has 3 real tracks and then 1 little mini game kind of thing. So we're gonna do that mini game in a second after I get to these challenges. And each series lasts up to 2 weeks. So the Halloween Cup's already long gone. It may return. I'm going to keep talking so I can get the rest of the knowledge about this game out. But I agree with you. Yay, yay! Thank you, Toads. Thank you, Toads.
Thank you,
So,
stars.
and the idea is that it completely resets. So that's unfortunately where the hook for the microtransactions comes in. Is that some of these characters, some of these loot box pipes, it's like the Overwatch thing, Matt, where like some of them are only available. The frequency at which you can get them is increased. You can get them all year round. You just have a higher chance of trying to get something during a certain period of time.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
So
actually
you're never locked out.
That's unlike
You're never
Overwatch
locked out.
because that's unlike Overwatch because some things you can only get during a certain season. So say like the
Yeah, it doesn't lock you out.
the Halloween stuff you can only get on Halloween. Though each year
Yeah.
it is cheaper.
Nuts. Okay,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
And
But yeah,
is that-
so it never locks you out.
It's like
Okay.
It's like new ones are 1,000 coins and or no, new one like old stuff. Say a legendary skin in Overwatch. An old Halloween one from like a year or 2 ago is about 1,000 coins, whereas the new ones will be 3,000.
Gotcha. Okay,
If
so
I can comment on something real quick before we get to your point. With these bonus challenges, there's one thing I do kind of like about them is that they actually let you test out like the character that they have highlighted. Like, say if you don't already have them. I mean, it's not much, but it is something I find kind of endearing. Anyway, back to your point.
So I was gonna say, so I do personally like this. I'm hoping I can get a phone that can actually run it a bit more smoothly. But I like this. But does a part of me wish that they had just spent this time working on Mario Kart 9 as opposed to making this?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
It's nice to have this, but it would have been nice if these resources and time were instead spent on a new Mario Kart. Like,
Yeah.
full on.
Yeah.
And I was gonna ask earlier, the whole event that was happening when you recorded this, the whole Halloween event, that's only when Luigi's available?
No.
No. Again, like what I was talking about Matt is every character they add is in the game permanently. They're only making additions.
There are some exceptions though. Like they have specific characters that are highlighted on their whole.
I think you were
Okay,
just
I'm a little confused.
No.
Okay,
Guys, you were crossing over what they were saying with what I was saying. I was trying to explain how Overwatch's loot box and costumes and characters work, whereas they were explaining how Mario's work.
Yeah, basically, just to give you an explanation, Ali, like Luigi is still gonna be there, that way the game's actually worth getting. Basically, the way they handled it is kind of, I know I brought it up before, but it's kind of not dissimilar to how Crash Team Racing Nitro Field handles its DLC, where it's like, when you download it, it will still be there. It just kind of cycles out your chances of getting it, but it'll still technically be in the game state.
The only thing that is limited to the cups are the courses you race on. They have a certain list of the courses and they rotate them out for each course for each series. And they can always go back to them.
Hold on. I think a better way to explain it is that, like, there's certain characters, namely Pauline or King Boo or Rosalina in her witch outfit, that are mostly geared toward that specific tour. After it's done, there's a chance that you could probably still get them again, but they are much rare to the point of non-existent.
Yeah.
Whereas you got other
characters.
you got other characters like Luigi or Waluigi or Lakitu or whatever that are pretty much going to be sticking around for the whole thing regardless.
Okay, that's what I was trying to understand.
Yeah, they're never locked out. You're never like, okay, Sealy, over there. What did you? think
you.
Of all, what did you think of that? What did you think of that little presentation there of Mario Kart?
It was cute.
Okay.
And
So
I like that little bit of exposure I had to Peachette.
Yeah. So yeah, it's again, so both of these games are again free to play, free to start because they have microtransactions. And again, when they're free like that, I understand microtransactions. They have to make money somehow off of
microtransactions
it.
in and of themselves in a free game not a problem. Not a problem for me as long as they're reasonable. It's loot boxes that
I never like. Yeah,
should never
I never
be
liked loot boxes.
should not touch any game.
And honestly, that's the problem with these games. They more or less have something along the lines of loot boxes because, like, what Logan didn't show off earlier was that, again, those gems are for the pipe system, and that's how you get your unlockables, like, say, the characters, the gliders, or stuff like that. Now, the good thing is there's a certain limit to how many times you can use that pipe within that particular tour.
Yes, so you're
that.
always guaranteed to try and get something. But,
I think we might need to stop. Now that the very mention of loot boxes has caused probably at least 10 people watching this video to break out in measles.
Right. I'm just saying that.
What's
yeah,
that red flame in the distance and all that yelling?
They found me. But that being said, that's why I didn't show off the loot box system. I did not want to make it seem like I was endorsing or encouraging people to do it. It's their choice.
No.
It's their purchases and stuff.
Let's end this off with the message: do not gamble, kids.
Not gambling in any circumstances.
And whatever you do, don't steal your mommy's credit card.
Don't do that.
Please don't.
Otherwise, Nintendo, I do again very much appreciate what you're trying to do with this, but especially now that we've learned about the current microtransaction plans they have for that Animal Crossing camp thingy.
Oh, which
is not good.
That has been uninstalled now, and I am disappointed.
Yeah, we're not gonna. Maybe we'll talk about that later. Not in this video because we've already gone far enough. I like seeing their presence on mobile games. I hope that they can continue to develop responsibly, and that absolutely they don't forget about their fans in the console market, which I don't think we have to worry.
Oh, I doubt they will.
There's no way they're gonna give up console gaming.
They know that. They know better than that.
Yeah, they're not going to go in the way of Pokemon.
But yeah, it's nice to see. It's nice to see how they're continuing to try and keep things up to date and. Yeah, I look forward to seeing what else they decide to make. I think that maybe making some sort of F-Zero game, or maybe
God,
or bring back that Metroid pinball thingy. I don't know. I feel like
actually, you know what
I'm trying to say.
You know what? Okay, you know what? The only exception to the whole Pokemon mobile games is I would fucking love a new pinball. I love a new Pokemon pinball.
I thought you were about to say Pokemon Snap.
I thought you were about
the time, guys.
Yeah, you're right. We'll talk. Well, we'll talk about all this stuff later. Thank you all so much for joining us, and join us in our next video.
Till next time, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Microtransactions.